they're teaming up with each other to dethrone Google and Apple. ChatGPT is direct competition to Google. What they're now creating is the direct competition to Apple.
I don't know how a company like Google could lose to a Sam Altman. I don't understand how you can have trillions of dollars. You have all the power, you have all the market share, you have everything, and you don't see that, oh, AI is coming, we need to get in there.
Because you're too slow to move. Welcome to the Real OShow. I'm Zachary. Joining me as always, my partner in crime, my brother Joshua.
And on today's episode, we talk OpenAI's newest acquisition, and we talk about how billionaires are buying college athletics. Enjoy. They paper getters, they want money more than they want fame shit. I swear we go so hard, we on A-list. I see my niggas prevailing. We going hard for the hand. We gonna stack that we jaded.
This is a great interview. They doing their thing.
On a scale 1 to 10, how terrifying is AI getting right now?
It's like a 7, 6.
I just
right
feel
now.
like the scale of AI just goes so fast, so quick that it gets hard to comprehend. Like, you get scared of things you don't understand. And I think there's a lot of AI that we just don't understand.
Well, we use AI quite a bit. So I think for us, we've kind of been walked in the pool a little bit. But Elon Musk said this on Joe Rogan's podcast, where he was like, people don't understand how fast AI is going to change and grow and adapt, that from somebody who isn't in it, it's going to be the scariest thing, the biggest thing, and it came out of nowhere. But I think for us, even we're seeing that it's like, one day it's this, the next day it's like you can put one sentence into ChatGPT and it makes you an hour-long video that's like incredible.
Yeah, I would say that we're definitely on the front lines of like consumers that use it. Now, we probably use it a different way than a 13-year-old who has an iPhone is using it. I only say this all to say because Jony Ive, a guy you've probably never heard of, but he's now a tech billionaire. He basically worked on, just to give you some background of who Jony Ive is, because everyone who's listening to this podcast has used a product from him. So he basically led the transformative design at Apple. So basically he led the products of the iMac, the iPhone, the iPod, and the Apple Watch. And then in 2019, he founded Loveform, which is basically a design collective. He's known for his minimalistic design, aka look at every Apple product ever.
For those that don't know what a designer collective is, essentially what it is, it's a bunch of people who design, architects, engineers, and it's not like a typical corporate structure where it's like there's the CEO, CMO, and it's kind of like top down. A creator collective or a design collective is where there's really no hierarchy. It's all collaboration, just for the viewers, because not everybody's going to know what that is.
Yeah,
I wanted to put
and
that out there.
They did stuff with like Airbnb, Ferrari, Montclair. Like they've done it. He's done it with a bunch of top of the line people. Like, this is the guy. And I've heard this name before, but I never really took it that serious because I'm not really in Silicon Valley. I'm not really seeing what really goes on back there. But this is very, very interesting because OpenAI and Sam Altman just acquired his company IO for $6.5 billion in an all-equity deal, which basically means that he just got $6.5 billion in OpenAI equity, which could turn into hundreds of billions of dollars one day. It will turn into hundreds of billions of dollars one day. And basically, him and Sam Altman are going to team up. They've been teamed up for 2 years doing design. And I'm just like curious on what is going to happen because AI is going to be becoming an everyday thing. I always think of like Iron Man and Jarvis. And I'm like, when AI gets to that level where it's like, hey, Jarvis, what's this? And it just automatically knows the context. It automatically knows how I like it. Everything is just going to be a wheel where I don't even need a screen. I don't need anything.
Well, what's going to happen is you're going to have so many of those products that are then interconnected. So it'd be like your phone, my Whoop, a computer, your fucking fridge. All those things are going to talk, which is why the thing like Jarvis will make a lot of sense because it'll have 14 things feeding one central system. So it's going to be like, well, you feel that way because you ate fucking M&Ms out of the cabinet with ice cream 2 hours later. You know what I'm saying? It'll be able to pull from that.
Do you remember that one movie when we were kids growing up about the house that is like, it was basically an AI, it was a robot, and then it like at one point like falls in love with the dad or something like that, and it ends up like locking people down. I'll never forget it. And this was like when we were children, they had this, and it's like, that's where everything is going. We're going to have cameras all around our house. The AI is going to be able to see everything, know everything. We might not even need them at our house. It might just be like, oh, the webcam on your computer will just tap into it. I don't know, but they're actually thinking of a third core device, and a third core device would be like your phone is your main core device.
Yeah.
Your computer would be your secondary core device. They're thinking of a new one that has no screen. It's not wearable. It's not a phone. That would just be sitting in your presence, and it would just be able to help you with everything, know the context of everything. And that's where I was like, dude, everything is going towards this Jarvis-like AI.
Well, that's what Jony and ChatGPT are teaming up. They're teaming up with each other to dethrone Google and Apple, which is obviously he used to work with Apple, and now they're going at, like, ChatGPT is direct competition to Google. What they're now creating is the direct competition to Apple, which are two of the juggernauts in the space, maybe outside of Microsoft. But then Microsoft is also incentivized, owning 49% of the profit for OpenAI and ChatGPT. So the profit is different than actually having equity. They own 49% of the equity of the profit. So you know how Sam Altman talks about, oh, this isn't for profit, this isn't for profit. And then Elon Musk is like, you're fucking lying. This is definitely for profit. So Microsoft only owns the profit part, where Jony has the 8% in the actual company. So there's a little bit different structure going on.
Well, I was going to say, I thought one person you were missing out of that whole ordeal was Elon Musk, because yes, the Apples, the Googles are bigger than Elon himself, but Elon was one of the original founders of OpenAI and is now suing the company and Sam.
I had no idea he was an original founder.
Yeah, dude.
No
Elon
idea.
was like the OG guy who started OpenAI, and the whole reason why he left was because Sam was like, oh, we're not going to make this an open source. We're actually going to close the source, and we're going to make this for all profit, when it was supposed to be the opposite. And that's why, like, you saw like the company like DeepSeek, which was that Chinese AI, it was so powerful because it was open source. And they were like, fuck.
Anybody could use it.
But they were like, fuck, there are some really good people over there doing some really good work, because this is all open source, and it's only going to continue to get better because more eyes are on it. It's not so closed, and it's not so, oh, this is for profit. And that's where OpenAI could get cut at the knees if they're so worried about the profit and not, hey, how can we make this the best?
The profit's going to come. Being first to market matters, because now you're brainwashed. When I say I'm using AI, I'm going to be like, I'm using ChatGPT. Just like, I'm going to go to Google. I'm not going to go to the internet. I'm going to Google. I'm going to grab my iPhone. It's all branding. It all matters. Sam Altman, OpenAI, ChatGPT, whatever you want to call it, are 100% going to win the game. Really, right now, the only rival they maybe have in like that third, what did you call it, third core device?
Yeah, a third core device.
Is Meta with their Ray-Bans. Because that I would never count out Mark Zuckerberg, and Meta has went all in on the AI shit a long time before most companies did, from a big tech company. Apple didn't. Google has the information, but they haven't fully been like open about what products they're building. Now they're trying to team up with Apple and
I
get
just
to
don't
that
know.
point.
I don't know how a company like Google could lose to a Sam Altman. I don't understand how you can have trillions of dollars. You have all the power, you have all the market share, you have everything, and you don't see that, oh, AI is coming.
Because you're
we
too
need to
slow
get
to
in there.
move. And Google's not behind in the AI race, because they have literally the most information of any company in the world by a long shot. And it's still the number one thing for business.
Yeah, but
by
their
far.
number one profit is, hey, when I Google something, they can sell someone, hey, this is the link. Now when I go to Google and I search something, it just gives me the answer. So I don't need all those AdWords anymore. So Google is essentially cutting themselves at the knees, just trying to keep up with the ChatGPTs and the DeepSeeks of the world.
Well, it's funny you said that, because Google, for the first time ever since it started last April, so about a month ago, was the first time ever that their searches dropped. First time ever, which is insane to think about. And I also didn't know this. Maybe you knew this. Apple and Google have a deal where Google pays Apple $20 billion a year to have Safari use Google as its search function. Did you know that?
No.
$20 billion a year.
Makes sense, though.
It's insane to think about.
It makes
but
sense.
we kind of talked about how OpenAI and Microsoft have teamed up, but what Google's trying to do is build a bridge between what you would think if you go to ChatGPT, where it's like whatever you would type into ChatGPT, fucking
You just prompt it with anything.
prompt it with anything, right? That was the word I was looking for, prompt. But Google wins because you're like, Macy's near me, or you're looking for clothes and you want to see the clothes. What Google's trying to build is a bridge between the prompt and the actual like shopping function. So what you can do is with their AI mode that they're building is you can upload a picture of yourself, like me and you could upload a picture, and as we're shopping, it'll match the clothes to your body. So you can actually see the clothes on your body. If Google fucking does that, they'll win.
No,
they'll win.
That makes sense. I mean, listen, I think there is a place where it's like the augmented reality part where it's like your clothes and stuff like that. But to me, it's like what you said. They got to a point where everyone just used Google because it was the name brand. And I think ChatGPT is becoming the name brand where people are going to it just because they're like, oh, this was the first. I'm going to go with this.
But I think that is still the early adopters are going to go there. You also have to remember our mom and dad won't use ChatGPT for another 5 years.
Maybe not.
Maybe a little
until
quicker.
Someone shows them.
Maybe, for sure.
Because everyone's stubborn to it, right?
But 100%. But what I'm saying, the reason why Google, you can't count Google and specifically Apple out, because if they're working together, they're the 100%. And they've already won the game right now. If they continue to work together and Google can win on the AI mode that they're trying to build with the bridge between the prompt and the actual shopping or just whatever you would be searching, they will win because people are already going to Google way more than they're going to ChatGPT. So if you can build that bridge quick enough while people are still using it, I think you can capture that audience. And then if they suffocate OpenAI, then we're just going to go to fucking Google. Because for us, we don't have a horse in the race. We're going to use what's ever better.
Yeah.
And free or cheaper. So that's what it is.
And whatever one is better, I will use. I have 3 different AIs on my phone. I got Elon's, I got ChatGPT, and then I had DeepSeek for a while, but they banned it. In America, they did anyway. So for me, I'm like, I just want the one that works the best. And right now, ChatGPT, for what I do, works the best. Elon's, the only flaw of Elon's is it only uses X. And yes, does X have a ton of information? Of course it does. But it doesn't have all the information. OpenAI is going to everywhere. It's searching everything. It's actually like pulling things from other platforms.
I always found that Gronk was a little bit behind, though. It seems like the information isn't as like right now.
What I think that Gronk does better than ChatGPT is it has more of a personality. And I think when you say you were using it for therapy, I think Gronk would be a better alternative than
because
ChatGPT.
you can pick what you want.
Well, yes, but you could do that with ChatGPT. You just prompt it, "Hey, act as my therapist," and it would do it. But I just feel like the way that Gronk talks is more like human, where ChatGPT will kind of it's a little stiff still, which I kind of don't mind the stiff information. I'd rather have the cold hard facts, how I work, right? I'm working in, "Hey, I need help writing a story. Can you find me these interesting facts?"
I want to take where we're at back all the way to the beginning when you're like, how much does AI scare you? I don't think what AI is doing scares me. I think the ability to control information and feed you wrong information that it makes it looks like it's right is what scares me the most.
It's the conviction of it. And you have to call it out specifically. Like, that's why I've been telling you I fact check all my shit. Like, now when I get information from ChatGPT, I'll literally be like, fact check what you just gave me. And it will, and I'll say, tell me what's not wrong. And it will catch itself. It'll be like, oh, you are right. This isn't 1655, it was 1674.
But what I'm saying is as time goes on is like, it might not fact check you.
Yeah, I think that there's...
I wanted to go back. That's what scares me the most.
I think the biggest thing for me is the consumer side of AI, and I agree, and that's what I'm talking about. Consumer AI is going to be, here, this is the thing. Go buy this thing. And that can be scary if, Sam Altman owns all the fucking things. Now they partner up with Walmart. Now everything in Walmart is being pushed to me. Oh, you want this? Yeah, go to Walmart. Oh, you want this? Go to Costco. And I think that's where the mom and pop shops, these things are going to die out if they have no internet presence. That's where like social media, it scares me because we were talking about it the other day. It's called the dark internet theory. Is that what it's called?
The dark internet theory.
The dark internet theory, that it's just AI on the internet, just interacting with other AI, and humans really aren't even there. Humans are just consuming, really.
Yeah.
They're not even fucking interacting. They're not doing anything. It's just AI interacting with AI that makes it look like human activity.
In simpler terms, there's way more bots than humans on the internet.
And I think that's very true.
It's 100% true.
But that's what they allowed it to be. And then it becomes uncontrollable. Like I saw somewhere where an AI lies about its power source. So if they say like, oh, it's like, oh, where's your power source? They'll tell you like this. It lies to the human, and it like knows how to get away with things.
Yeah.
And it's like, if that's the case, and then they can hack onto any platform, they can do anything. Then there's more bots than humans. Like they can make things look real, and things are only getting better.
We talked about this probably a couple months ago, and this was legit with OpenAI and Sam Altman. When they were going from, I forgot the number that they're on. I think they're on like 4, but this might have been like 2 to 3. When they were trying to like upgrade it, it knew that the layer it was there, it was going to die. The AI knew it was going to die or get canceled, whatever. So it started to upload its information behind doors. So like if you killed that, it would still be essentially alive. Like now I don't know where it lives in the fucking ether of things, but that is only going to get worse. That is literally only going to get worse. You're not going to be able to, like AI is going to take over. And when you say, what's its power source? It's going to be, it's over here, because then by the time you figure it out, it's already uploaded itself 4 other places that you're not going to be able to find it, and it's gone.
Man, all I think about, I just saw like Elon Musk. He was like almost 1 million self-driving cars by the end of this year and like all this stuff. And it only takes me back to the Rick and Morty episode where there's the robot on the table and it's like, what is my purpose? And it's like, Rick's like, you scoop butter. And it's like, oh, when these things start getting conscious and they're actually flowing, what happens when it's like the purpose of this thing is just to do butter? Like it's something as stupid as that. Your job is just to clean this road 24/7. You're never going to break. It's like, at what point does it start just being like, I'm not going to do that anymore?
I don't know
it's just weird.
I don't know where I saw this. Someone important. It might have been Bill Gates, honestly. Wow, we're really just working in the realm of AI right now. Bill Gates, I believe, said this by 2030, maybe early 2030s, that humans are only going to work 2 days a week because AI is going to do all the jobs.
I did see that. I saw that there was going to be an economic crash due to there being a surplus of things with AI, because AI makes it so much more efficient that there'll be a surplus, and then everything's going to crash because no one can work. It's this hard thing where just the rich are going to get richer and people are going to get poor. And you already see that now where the middle class is already getting washed away, where there's only rich people and then there's poor people.
And then what gets bred out of that is the government's going to pay you to sit at home. And that, which is also called the universal basic income, which destroyed China's economy.
What comes after that is the Hunger Games, and we have Katniss Everdeen, who has to go from District 12 and win it all.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where it goes. But I want to transition. We're going to get away from AI. We're going to transition to sports. There's a crazy sports headline this weekend. Well, not really this weekend because it happened a while ago, but no one really cares because it had to do in softball. So in college softball, Texas Tech just broke a record by paying a girl $1 million to play softball. And it's all because of one billionaire. He's a former Texas Tech offensive lineman. He made all of his money in oil. He just sold his company, Double Eagle Energy, for $4.1 billion earlier this year, and now was named the chairman of Texas Tech Board of Regents. So not only does he fund everything on the sports side, he now has the highest of power on the university to make decisions on what direction the university will go into. He goes even further. In 2022, he funded his nonprofit NIL collective. Now, what's so great about this is we talked earlier today that the NCAA just made a new rule where it caps how much money you can spend in a year. $20.5 million is the total cap. Well, Texas Tech is spending $50 million on their football team alone. And that's strictly because this is a private equity, totally separate from the school, even though he's connected to the school type thing, right? And this is the billionaire loophole, I'm going to call it, because there's several billionaires that are doing this. He's just the most notable right now. But he's responsible for paying hundreds of Texas Tech athletes right now, and they officially have the #1 transfer portal ranking in college football.
It feels like we're right back to where we started before NIL took in, where everybody was getting paid under the table. Now they put a cap, and now everybody's going to get paid under the table from the top 15 universities once again.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of funny. And I thought, we're at this point now where private equity has seeped into the NBA, it's seeped into the NFL, and now it has just seeped into college sports, because these billionaires don't have to go out and spend $7 billion to buy a basketball team. They can spend $40 million a year and they can own a college. Like literally, that's what it is. He can spend 40, 50 million bucks a year and he owns a college team.
I'm just curious at what happens if you go over like the salary cap. Like, is there punishment?
But
like, if you find out you're paying some fucking dude $10 million under the table, like, does anything happen? Or is it just like we're back to the Wild West, but the NCAA is going to pretend like no one's getting paid under the table? It just makes no sense to me.
I mean, they have to pay under the table. I mean, it's the fact that Texas Tech wouldn't be able to pay a softball player $1 million. They're paying a guy on their basketball team $4.5 million. They just stole USC's quarterback for like $3-4 million. Right there, that is $10 million. That's half your whole school's NIL collective. You can't spend it on 4 players, especially a softball player.
But what I'm saying is, why put in the fucking rule if everybody's just going to break it?
It's all eyewash. The NCAA it's just eyewash. They don't care about the students. They care about getting their cut. They care about their money. That's all it is. You're not going to stop the billionaires. Like we said, Larry Ellison and Stephen Ross, they fund Michigan. They spent over $20 million on the roster they have right now. Phil Knight, the guy who owns Nike, he literally said, "Before I die, I will buy a national championship." That motherfucker, he literally said, he's like, "I have a blank check for the Oregon team." He's like, "Whatever it takes, I'll fucking pay it. Get whatever you need." Every year. He said, "Hey, I will pay whatever it is for the football team."
And I just want anybody to know who's made it this far, and you're like, why would you spend $50 million on college sports? These people are so rich that they legit have to spend this money or the government takes it.
But it's all donation. To them, it's donating to the school.
It's charity.
It's charity.
But the government's going to take it if they don't fucking donate it.
It's charity, and guess what? They're like, "Oh, my school's going to win a national championship, and now I'm going to get a statue of me at the school." And people are going to be like, I mean, the guy, for example, the Cody Campbell, the guy who's the billionaire at Texas, the field is named Cody Campbell Stadium or Cody Campbell Field, which one it is.
At Texas Tech?
At Texas Tech. Like,
is that new, or it's been like that?
It's pretty new. Yeah. I mean, he is the guy. I mean, they're going to build a statue. If he buys a roster that wins a national championship, they're going to build a statue of this guy. Like, that's how much he means this school. You can't survive with the Alabamas, the Ohio States of the world if you don't have a oil billionaire going, "I'm willing to front the bill." You know, you're not going to keep up with the Phil Knights who got 22 different uniforms. You know, their practice jerseys are better than fucking guys' game jerseys.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
We're going to round up the show with a little game, Zachary. It's championship season. Can you guess the top 10 hardest championships to win across all sports?
Yes, I can. This is easy. Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl is number 3.
Amazing. NBA championship.
The NBA championship is number 8.
Wow. They think it's easy, huh?
Easier compared to these ones.
All right. World Series, MLB.
The World Series is number 7.
Okay. NHL.
The Stanley Cup.
I feel like this is like probably like 1 or 2.
The Stanley Cup is considered the hardest championship because it lasts 2 months and you have to win 4 7-game series. Pretty tough to do.
Is that the most of any?
Basketball, you have to do the same, but the difference between hockey and basketball is you're getting punched in the face and hit every game, where in basketball it's a little easier.
It's way more physical. All right. I'm going to go. See, I don't know the name of this one, but like NASCAR. Like, where's the NASCAR championship?
NASCAR is not on here. But there is a racing. There is something
Formula One.
Formula One. So Formula One, the
What's
F1 World Championship, which they have the constructor and the drivers, which is 2 different ones. One is a personal, one's a team. But we'll just say the F1 World Championship. So the drivers championship would be number 9.
Number 9. So can you say the ones I have if you have them written down?
So you have the Stanley Cup at number 1, Super Bowl at number 3. You have World Series at number 7, NBA Championship at number 8, and F1 World Championship at number 9.
Bro, how is the F1 number 9? Let's just pull average people off the road and be like, you're in a Formula One race, they die instantly. I just want everybody to know.
I'm not saying that you don't die. I'm just saying that some of these other ones are very hard.
All right, Masters.
The Masters is number 4 on this list.
Okay, so I'm missing a 2 somewhere.
Yep, the 2 is like a pretty you're gonna slap yourself when you find it, but it is hard to do.
I got this. The WWE Championship.
Nope, WWE Championship is not on here.
It should be. UFC Championship.
A UFC Championship is not on here, even though it probably could be.
I'm running out of sports. The Cricket championship.
The Cricket World Cup is number 10.
Let's
on this
go.
list.
Let's go. Oh man. Let's go.
So you're officially missing number 5 and you're missing number 2.
Wow. So I've done pretty well.
And and for example, we live in New York City, so one of these isn't played in New York City, but there is a massive tournament in New York City.
Like the dartboard championship?
No. I don't think you're going to guess this one because it's a specific tournament in a sport that you do gamble on, but you don't really know it.
Tennis, Wimbledon.
Wimbledon. So Wimbledon is number 5.
Interesting.
And you're still missing number 2, which is probably the biggest event in sports.
The biggest event in sports? And I'm missing it?
Yes.
Bigger than the Super Bowl?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're actually missing number 6 too.
World Cup.
World Cup is number 2, but you're actually
Yeah.
also missing number 6.
Number
I forgot
6.
your
Got
number.
it.
So World Cup was number 2.
So
This one I don't think you're gonna get.
water polo championship.
No. Has something to do with a road, but it's not, and it is a race, but it doesn't have to do with cars.
Boston Marathon.
No.
New York City Marathon.
No, it has not running. It's not running. Has wheels, but it's not an engine. Just think, we used to have wristbands back in the day. Yellow wristbands. Think yellow wristbands back in the day. What were they for? He lost a nut.
Lance Armstrong, Tour de France.
Tour de France. Number 6 is Tour de France.
I love that. That was the key I needed.
Well, if you made it this far, we appreciate you. We love you. Make sure you tune back in next Friday for another podcast.
Drop a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe. Peace.
About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on room for greatness. They paper getters, they want money more than they want fake shit. I swear we go so hard, we on A-list. I see my